Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Chapter 8.2 in-class practice. Remember to simplify each expression and show all your work and circle your final answer. Okay, so here is your assignment for today. Now mine, I actually spread it out a little bit so I can have a little bit more room to write it. You guys can use a separate sheet of paper. Okay, so looking at number 1. Now I have a monomial times a monomial. So one of the things Ms. Carranza said is that we are going to, when we do it, we're going to multiply straight across. But if some people can be like, oh, those can reduce, those can cancel, the bottom ones, and can kind of see that in your head, you can do that. However, it is a little bit harder. Okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to multiply the top, get an answer. We're going to multiply the bottom, get an answer, and then we're going to reduce from there. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is 5 times 26. So I'm going to get my little calculator out right now. I got to search for it. So there's my calc. I got to do 5 times 26, and we get 130 on the top. I have 130a. And then on the bottom, we have 13 times 5. Well, what's 13 times 5? 13 times 5 equals 65. There we go. And we have 65a cubed. Okay, now that we've done that, let's simplify, okay? What's 130 divided by 65? Well, you don't know? Use your calculator. 130 divided by 65. And we get 2, and that 2 is going to be on the top. And then who wins with the a's, the top or the bottom? Yeah, the bottom, and the bottom wins by 2. Now, is there anything else that I can do? Nope. So that's our final answer. All right, number 2. What do you see right away? I see the division, and when I see division, we have to flip because we have to multiply by the reciprocal. So I have 12x over 6y squared times 14y to the 4th and 7x cubed. So if you can take a look, the top went to the bottom and the bottom went to the top. Okay, now we can multiply straight across. 12 times 14. Well, 12 times 14 gives us 168. And then we have x, y to the 4th. And now multiply the bottom. 6 times 7 is 42. We have x cubed, y squared. Okay, so we have 168. I have to divide that by 42, and we get 4, and that's going to be on the top. And now, so that was right there. Who wins for the x's, the top or the bottom? Yeah, the bottom, and the bottom wins by 2. And who wins for the y's, the top or the bottom? The top, and the top wins by 2. So we have 4y squared, and on the bottom, sorry, I'm just going to use my colors, x squared. Now, is there anything else that we can do with that? Nope, that's our final answer. So I'm going to highlight it and put it in the box. All right, let's move on to number 3. So for number 3, the first thing that I notice is that I need to, I have to factor that. So we have 10p minus 40. So what's the GCF? Yeah, the GCF is 10. So I'm going to factor the 10 out, and then we're left with p minus 4. Okay, so I take the 10 parentheses p minus 4, and that is still over p minus 4. And now we can start canceling things out. Well, the p minus 4 and the p minus 4 cancel, and the only thing that we're left with is 10. All right, number 4. So number 4, we're going to have a lot of work to do, okay? So there is my 3x squared plus 16x plus 5. We need to factor this. So I'm looking for numbers that multiply to get to 15 and add to get to 16. What are they? Yeah, you should have 1 and 15. Remember, they need to work for both cases. We're going to split the middle term. So we have 3x squared plus 1x plus 15x plus 5. Okay, and what's the GCF of the first group? Yeah, just an x. So the x comes out front, and we're left with 3x plus 1. And what's the GCF of the back? Yeah, I can take out a 5, and that's a positive 5. And we get 3x plus 1. And there we go. What do you know? We did it right. So my binomial now is 3x plus 1, x plus 5. Okay, and that's our numerator, so that's going to go on the top up here. All right, 3x plus 1, x plus 5. All right, so now I have to factor the blue, okay? So we have 2x squared plus 11x plus 5. We're looking for numbers that multiply to get to 10 and add to get to 11. I'm going to pause the video right here, and you guys are going to do that on your own. Okay? Good luck. Okay, so when I was all done, I got 2x plus 1 and x plus 5, and I already wrote that as the denominator for my next part. And now I realize that the x plus 5 and the x plus 5 cancel, and what we're left with is 3x plus 1 over 2x plus 1. And there's nothing I can really do from there, so that's my final answer. Okay, so number 5. I'm just going to go through and kind of look at everything. We got a yellow, we got a blue, we got a pink, and then the last one, we'll make that a gray. So as I'm going through this, the first thing that I notice is that it's multiplication. Okay, so we can turn that into a giant multiplication problem. All right, now my first set, my 9m squared. Can I change anything with that? Can I factor anything out? No, so it stays on the top and there's nothing I can do. Now my blue one, the 7m minus 4, can I factor that at all? No, and since I can't factor, I'm just going to put it on the bottom, 7m minus 4. Now, the 49m squared minus 16, yeah, I can factor that, okay? So I have 49m squared minus 16. Is there a GCF? Nope, no GCF, but it's a quadratic binomial with subtraction. So that breaks down to 7m plus 4. and 7m minus 4. So that's what we're going to write on the top now. Okay, I have 7m plus 4, 7m minus 4. Okay, and then the last one, the 81m just stays on the bottom. Okay, there's nothing I can do with that. Okay, now, is there anything that we can cross out? Yeah, the 7m minus 4 and the 7m minus 4. Okay, so if you want to rewrite it, you can. 9m squared, parentheses 7m plus 4. And then on the bottom, we have the 81m. Well, the 9m squared and the 81m, we can reduce that. Okay, 9 divided by 81, well, 9 on the bottom. The m squareds, the m on the top wins. And then we're left with the 7m plus 4. So I'm just going to move the 9 to the center, and then that is my final answer. All right, number 6. Now, once again, the first thing that I'm looking at is that this is division, so I need to flip. So the 2n plus 14 and the 2n minus 4, those stay the same. And now we have the n cubed minus 8 and the n squared plus 9n plus 14. Okay, so we have a lot of things to do. So I'm going to start with the 2n minus, or 2n plus 14. So 2n plus 14. We can take out a GCF of 2, and then we're left with 2 parentheses n plus 7. Okay, so as I'm rewriting this, I have 2 n plus 7. Okay, so I took care of that. Sorry guys, I'm just going to move this over a little bit because this is going to take up a lot of room. All right, so let's go to 2n minus 4. Okay, 2n minus 4. Once again, guys, there is a GCF there. Okay, got the GCF of 2, and then we're left with, yeah, n minus 2. So I have 2 parentheses n minus 2. Okay. Now, the n cubed minus 8. I'm just going to put that one right here. We have n cubed minus 8. How do we solve this one? Yeah, this is the difference of 2 cubes. Okay, so we have to follow the pattern. We have n, and then we have a 8 cubed is 2. We got to follow pattern of minus plus plus. Our first binomial is just the m minus 2, and then we have n times n, which is n squared, n times 2, which is 2n, and then 2 times 2, which is 4. So we have n minus 2, and then n squared plus 2n plus 4. So that was everything in the pink. And now the last one, our green, let's factor it right here. We have n squared plus 9n plus 14. Okay, I need numbers that multiply to get to 14 and add to get to 9. Yeah, you should have gotten 2 and 7. And the thing that's nice about this one is our leading coefficient is 1, so I can do that shortcut. Okay? So we have n plus 2, n plus 7. Okay, and that was everything in the green. All right, now that we have that, remember that this is a giant problem now, okay? We can start crossing things up, okay? Like the 2 and the 2, beautiful. The n plus 7 and the n plus 7. The n minus 2 and the n minus 2, and then what we're left with is the n squared plus 2n plus 4. Sorry, I'm going to rewrite that last one. All divided by n plus 2, okay? And whenever we're doing the sum or difference of two cubes, that trinomial that we're left with, yeah, we can't break that down, okay? All right, 2 more, almost done. Okay, so the first thing we should always look at is what operation do we have, okay? And then we're just going to go through and factor as much as we can. So we have n squared plus 2n minus 8. I want numbers that multiply to get to negative 8 and add to get to 2. And we get, what is it? Yeah, it should be 2 and 4, right? But one of them has to be negative. Which one's negative? Yeah, negative 2. Okay, so that breaks down into n minus 2 and minus 4. Okay. So as I'm writing down my big division or multiplication problem over here, we have n minus 2, n plus 4. Okay, so that was everything from the yellow. Now, the blue. We have n squared minus 12n plus 32. Now I want numbers that multiply to get to 32, but they add to get to negative 12. Okay? So remember, if you don't know that, write down 1 and 32, 2 and 16, 4 and 8. And it's going to be, yeah, 4 and 8. If you use negative 4 and negative 8, that works. And negative 4 and negative 8, it works there too. So we get n minus 4, n minus 8. And you guys might start to see things that, hey, it can cancel out already. But let's just wait for us to write everything down. Okay? Now, n minus 4, can't really do anything with that. So I'm just going to write it down. N minus 4. All right, and then the last one we have, the n squared. We're going to put that right here. We have n squared minus 8n plus 12. I want numbers that multiply to get to 12 and add to get to negative 8. What combination works? Yeah, you should have negative 2 and negative 6. All right, and we can do the shortcut. So that's n minus 2, n minus 6. Okay, so what cancels? First one I see is n minus 4 and n minus 4. Is there another one? Yeah, the n minus 2's. So what we're left with is n plus 4 all over n minus 8, n minus 6. And remember, those binomials on the bottom, it does not matter what order they're in. Okay? Alrighty, the last one, number 8. So the first thing that I noticed, once again, is that it's division, so we have to flip. Okay? So our first one stays the same, the 12m minus 20 over 6m squared plus 28m plus 32. changes to multiplication. And now the 6m squared plus 28m plus 32 is on the top. And the 3m squared minus 11m plus 10 are on the bottom. Now, before you start trying to break everything down, remember, if things are 100% the same, we can cancel them out. So my 6m squared plus 28m plus 32 is the exact same thing. So guess what? I can cancel those out. Yeah, guys, let's make this easier for us. Okay? And now I have to factor out the 12m minus 20. We're going to factor that by GCF. A 4 goes into both of those, and we're left with 3m minus 5. So that's going to be my new denominator up here. Okay? The 3m minus 5. Okay? And now we have the 3m squared minus 11m plus 10. Okay, and we have to factor this. So I want numbers that multiply to get to 30 and add to get to negative 11. Okay, I get 5 and 6, but yeah, they both have to be negative. So we have to split the middle term. Yes, I'm sorry, our leading coefficient is not 1. Okay, and Ms. Carranza and I told you guys that factoring does not go away. Okay, I can factor an m out of the first group, and we get 3m minus 5. And I can I know it's got to be negative, and the only number that goes into 6 and 10 is 2. And we're left with 3m minus 5. Writing that out, we have 3m minus 5, and then m minus 2. So that is going to go up there as our denominator. Okay, so 3m minus 5, m minus 2. And does anything cancel? Yeah, the 3m minus 5, and then our final answer is the 4 over m minus 2. Woo. Okay, so yes, some of these are a lot of work, and the key thing is we have to stay organized. Okay? Now, if you need any help, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2, Chapter 8.2 in class practice, day 2. Thanks for watching.